afternoon, good sir. My name is Eileen, and we represent the cleanup crew. We take care of pest problems, big or small, for ships coming in and out, and I can't help but notice that it looks like you have something damaging your cargo.
It's been for the past couple of ports and other places. I've tried and just lists off a bunch of, basic standard techniques that people use to get pests off their ships that are decently effective, but not always effective because it only works if the pest is actually in the part of the ship that they're flushing. It hasn't worked yet.
I have a question.
Yes, Shan?
This could be bad. Would you say that this person is in a lot of emotional distress, visibly so?
They look a little frustrated, almost exasperated. But this is a third or fourth time, so it's a little less panic and more just, why? God, not this again.
Okay.
It hasn't been anything irreparable loss, but it's getting to be problematic because it disconnected the power couplings in the bathroom, and if it does that somewhere else,
okay,
that's not good.
I'm only asking because the curse that I picked was feed, and I thought it would be really fun if Neldo fed on incredibly negative emotions.
Oh boy.
Which is why. So I was just wondering, is he feeling? It's not directed at Neldo or anything in specific. Just if he is feeling incredibly strongly in a negative way.
I'm gonna say not particularly.
Okay.
It's just one of those. They might get there, but it's just at that moment of, oh, come on, not again. This is getting to be annoying.
Okay, the Naldo does not lunge.
Well, then it certainly sounds like you have tried everything possible for a layman, and you're looking for some more experienced or expertise. So I can promise a very reasonable rate, and that your pest problem would be taken care of.
We kill things very good.
Ah!
Hello, I am Neldo. And then I hold out my hand.
I thought that was an automaton. Sorry, you just took me by surprise. Shakes your hand, just has a brief look of, what am I touching? Pulls back, tries to subtly, wipe his hand on his pants, just what?
Don't worry, it absorbs into the skin.
I normally don't roll, but I feel like that needs an active pressure roll from him. So pardon me as I pull up my virtual dice roller, because like I said, I don't normally roll dice in this, but let's see. Okay, yeah, no, he rolled enough to keep his cool and just so what are your rates? How quickly can you get this done?
I have not had time to think about any of the rates, so I'm gonna rattle off what our
He just rattle off and he pulls out the equivalent of hand sanitizer and just puts it on, just
Neldo doesn't actually secrete anything, they just say that because they think it's funny.
Okay. Okay, he relaxes a little bit pointedly, trying to not look at Neldo, but having Neldo in the corner of his eye is also not settling.
I've been down to Malaya and I'm just it's not, I don't not secrete things.
Although don't freak them out until they pay us.
Yeah, so there's some negotiation back and forth. Actually, there's a move as you are negotiating.
Is there a negotiation move?
Well, we can manipulate someone.
Sure.
So roll plus charm.
Oh, uh-oh.
Ooh,
Which one did I pick?
Can I help?
Oh yeah, I picked the one that doesn't have any cool, actually. That's the one I picked.
Do you want to roll to help out, Neldo?
I've only rolled plus sharp so far, and there are plus 2, so I was like, which one did I pick again? Oh, God. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
All right. then they'll do it for the reason you gave them. So there's actually not much negotiation. Yeah, it sounds like pretty reasonable price. Yeah, so it sounds good. Is there anything you need? Do you need me to, like, I got like 2 more crew in there if you need me to clear them out, or?
Are they important to you?
Yes.
Neldo, obviously, their crew is important to them. They're their crew. I would say clear out any personnel and clear out anything that you are wanting to keep safe, cargo, and things like that.
It may get a little messy.
We try and keep any collateral damage to an absolute minimum, but of course, when fighting creatures, sometimes things get caught in the crossfire. It's an unfortunate fact of life.
Do you have insurance?
Neldo.
I'm not going to answer that question because you make me uncomfortable, no offense, but give me like 20 minutes and I will have the ship cleared out. And is there like anything you need to know, or?
What areas does it seem to target most often? Just so we can have a place to start.
It seems to mostly be in our cargo bay. I think that might have been actually how whatever this thing is got in. It's been causing havoc around there, but I think it's been starting to find its way into other parts of the ship. Like, it's been messing with some, like, power lines. I think it might be, like, chewing on it or something. It actually decoupled the power coupling that apparently routed into the bathroom.
That's not good. Is that anywhere near the cargo bay? Or is it in a specific direction?
Yeah, it's actually, we have a small bathroom right next to the cargo bay. It's a bit weird design.
Seems useful, though. Unusual, but very useful.
Yeah, no, it actually does prove very useful for people having to count a lot of cargo to not have to walk halfway across the ship when you gotta take a break.
And are there materials that it seems to favor?
Stuff that it can chew through.
Stuff that it can chew through. Just anything? You haven't seen it gravitate towards metals or towards anything softer or...
It's mostly been going after our food stores. We've had to buy sturdier containers for it, but some of them weren't actually as sturdy as we thought they were, and it still somehow finds a way to get in there even though it doesn't chew through it.
What do the holes in the containers look like when you discover them?
Yeah, that was gonna be my next question. I was gonna ask if I could examine the bite marks.
Gestures to the containers next to you that have holes and bite marks in them, if you would both like to roll to investigate a mystery.
Well, I don't want to just, like, look at his cargo, because that can be, obviously, a little disconcerting, so I'm gonna ask him... So you can't... Neldo goes immediately, apparently. Yes. But I'm gonna ask, may I look at your cargo so I can investigate the bite marks?
Has Neldo leveled up yet?
Neldo just marked another experience.
Two experience. Was that just 2, or... Oh, gosh.
3. I'm at 3. Every roll I've made...
That's a bummer.
Yeah, we aren't carrying anything particularly sensitive. Mostly just raw supplies and so forth. It hasn't got into a lot of the crates. Meanwhile, Neldo just goes up, opens a crate, and I'm gonna say, you hear this little shriek, and something lunges out at you, Neldo, and you get bitten. You take 1 point of harm.
Oh, man.
And then whatever this thing is just shoots off back into the ship.
Well...
Ugh.
Can I investigate a mystery? Did I get a look at it?
What'd you get on the investigative mystery roll? We'll see.
I didn't roll yet.
Roll for it to see what you get from that, because...
Oh, 1 dice went away. Oh, God. 6, 5 plus... What is investigative mystery?
Sharp?
It's plus sharp, so that's 6 plus 5, that's 11 plus 2, that's 13.
Cool, so you hold 2, and on a 12 plus, you may ask the keeper any question you want about the mystery, not just the listed ones.
Did I recognize what that thing was? Also, what was it?
I'm gonna say you do recognize it. It's a pretty common pest on one planet in particular. it kind of looks like a rabbit covered in hedgehog spikes, almost. They're rather bothersome. You might know more about it, so what's your other question?
My other question is, are they generally like solitary creatures, or do they come in like a pack?
They're generally solitary.
Okay. Was that my 2 questions?
That's your 2 questions. Neldo also has their bite mark indented into their arm.
I'm gonna look at that. I don't know why.
Should have left a perfect indentation of like the teeth and everything. I am keeping this form.
So it has 2 longer teeth on the top and 1 longer tooth on the bottom, but you also see like other little sharp teeth that aren't quite as long. You just see like little pinpricks in the arm. Valaya, what are you doing? Would you like to also investigate?
With the crew out there, yes. Yeah. I would also like to investigate a mystery.
There's also, as it jolts back and you hear a couple of, what in the stars? Dang it!
Well, looks like you've got yourself a hedge-hare.
Okay.
Yep, that's what it's called now.
Oh, okay, I got a 10. Investigate a mystery.
Yeah, so on a 10 plus hold 2. You already know what sort of creature it is. There's also...
What can hurt it?
So when the captain mentions the hedge-hare, you're also familiar with these. Outside of the spiky bits, they're actually pretty squishy.
Okay.
So they're decently easy to trap. If you can actually hit it with a gun, that's really effective, but they're fast. So your best bet is probably going to be some kind of trap to catch it, or some kind of trap that will poke a lot of holes in it until it stops moving. Depending on what way you want to go, probably go with the catch it, because there might be some people who like to, you know, will pay money for them.
Okay. So we're not necessarily wanting to kill it.
I mean, if y'all want to go for the kill it option, but it's a spiky danger rabbit.
Okay. Then my other question. What is being concealed here?
Are you looking to see if, like, the crew is hiding anything? Or...
It's more like, is there anything that I notice that would potentially cause more complications in this?
Would you say you've been on a variety of ships in your time?
Yeah, that wouldn't be all bad.
You won't, maybe aren't necessarily like sticking your head in the cargo bay, but you can see into it and you see there are vents near the floor.
Okay.
And stuff like that. So this creature could have a number of ways to kind of get in, out, and around.
Okay.
And you can also see the bite marks that deltas are.
Yeah.
The teeny ones go out first, but you still have the indents, and that hurt.
Are you feeling any upset?
Does it make you feel better if I bleed? Should I secrete a sort of injured liquid?
The captain just walks away with the rest of the crew because they're just like, nope.
I think Malaya says, I am not sure that would make anything better. But do you feel any different, Neldo? Do you feel like that one time you got a head cold? Anything?
Your arm tingles a little bit, which is weird. It's kind of like, you know, in real life when like your hand falls asleep, or have you ever like bumped that nerve in your elbow that people call the funny bone so hard that like half of your hand goes numb?
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
It's like that. I say, that is the weirdest sensation ever.
It feels heavy, and it also feels as if it is existing in the space, but not really.
Okay. Just wasn't sure if it gave you a disease or something, but okay, let us...
If I need to take off my... Should I cut it
Not
off?
at this time, but thank you. Just a very quick response.
Okay.
You hear a clunk, 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 thunk of the creature running around in the vents of the ship.
Perhaps we should make the vents inaccessible to the creature.
Yeah, as I'd say, what are y'all going to do about this? Could make a roll to read a bad situation, perhaps?
Come on.
Which is rolling plus start. Again?
I have rolled a 3 every single
Shan,
time.
get new dice.
It is uncanny. I gotta hold on. Okay,
Yeah.
I've got them all here. I'm using all of my dice.
Use a digital dice roller.
These ones were a 1 and a 2. These ones were a 1 and a 2. And these ones were a 1 and a 2. It's insane.
Give him a test roll, maybe, before trying new dice.
Okay. See, that was better.
Okay.
The test roll was a 7.
Well, hey, you get to level up and get new abilities that will probably not work because you can't roll high enough to do it. It's the one nice thing about one-shots is it's okay if you fail. So, what did everyone else get?
9.
I actually wanted to do something once the crew has left.
Okay. The crew has left if you want to do a thing before you roll.
Yes, I would like to do tune in.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Yeah. You can attune your mind to a monster or minion. Roll plus weird.
Go for it.
And
So while you do that roll, Casey, what question do you want? I believe on a 7-9 you... 7-9, ask 1.
I'm gonna say what's most vulnerable.
Okay. With that, I think you'll see that they actually left what looks like perhaps a ration or food supply crate in there, because it had already been broken in. So they figured just kind of like offload that last. There's still food in there, so that could potentially be used as a lure.
Okay, so one of the things that I get is a haven.
Okay.
Because we are doing sci-fi, I would like to have, like...
Your ship is probably pretty much your haven, and we can
Yeah.
tweak however we need to.
Yeah. So I would like to go back to my haven for if I have need of anything special, to see if I have any traps that would contain this little guy.
Okay, is there a roll for that?
I'm gonna use like a bastardized armory, basically.
Yeah.
Roll plus weird. The one I
Okay.
chose has 0 weird, so we'll see. 6, 7. On a 7 to 9, you have it, but only the minimum.
So you have it. It's not the sturdiest trap you have,
Mm-hmm.
but it's probably gonna be like your best one to do it, but it may not hold it for long, so you'll need to figure out what to do next after it pulls in. And what was the roll to tune in?
tune in, I got a 9.
Okay, so partial success. What does that get you with tune in?
Hold 1. Spend 1 hold to ask the keeper one of the following questions and gain plus 1 ongoing while acting on the answers.
Okay.
So, what is it planning to do right now?
It's hiding until things go quiet, and then it's gonna go up because it can smell that there's some food left.
Okay, so
So you know what it's going to do, and we have a decent quality crate that should fit this thing. But how long it'll be able to keep it in is an entirely different question, because also, you know this thing chews.
I could try use magic to help keep the rabbit hedgehog in there later. For longer, I mean.
Yeah, that could work. There are also some other very sturdy crates around that you could possibly empty and stick the cage in after you've caught it.
Yeah.
You can also do a help out roll for that as well, just in case things go south.
I just had the horrifying mental image of Neldo just like bear hugging this thing, and it's just like rolling around on the inside, and like, is this what having butterflies in your stomach feels like?
Now that's an idea. Would that be how I use magic? Would that be a use magic roll for me? If I wrap myself around it?
If you are doing weird things with your form, yes. Question, what kind of monstrous are you? I haven't actually looked at all the options, so I have no idea what you are.
There's no real different types of monstrous. I mean, they have suggestions as to what your monster breed could be. So I kind of took bits of... I kind of, like, took a vampire and made it weirder.
Fun.
I'm like a vampire that...
made of silly putty.
I'm a non-Euclidean vampire, I guess you could say.
Silly putty vampire. No, Play-Doh vampire. Play-Doh vampire. That is still very unsettling.
Yeah.
What are you all going to do as your captain Eileen comes back with the crate? Not crate, cage.
Malia's gonna try casting a spell, or using magic to... Sorry, I had to go back to it. One of the effects of it you can do is trap a specific person, minion, or monster. So I'm trying to get that to where it'll trigger to help sort of keep the trap stabilized for long enough for it to figure out what to do.
We'll have you roll that once it's in the trap. Or you can have it just be as like a separate trap and then figure out what to do from there. You have options.
Another thing that you can do with use magic that I think is very in character for Neldo is being able to communicate with something that you do not share a language with. So that could be how we lure it into the crate, potentially.
There's also like a half-full crate of food that it has already broken into that was left on the ship because they were gonna get to it, but then y'all showed up and like, okay, no, we're out.
Yeah, but I feel like we freaked it out from coming back to this area for a hot minute, so this could be like, hey, they're gone, there's food. We got food over here, you know.
Make it think it has a friend.
Yeah.
They're solitary, but I'll say they're not like antagonistic towards each other. Well, not like inherently, if there's not much food left, then they absolutely will get. But if there's enough food, they'll tolerate each other.
But should I try that, do you think, you guys?
Let's have this conversation in character.
I believe I can communicate with the creature if we believe that would be a successful course of action. We could lure it back into the box, and then you two may do whatever it is you two have planned, perhaps?
That's worth a shot. I mean, we can try. I think we should definitely try to hide ourselves from its view, but...
That's smart. I'll do this. I begin to stretch my mouth off of my body, and then I put the mouth into the crate. And then I pull it back like a string, and I go around the corner. So it's just like this thin skin string with a mouth attached to it in the crate.
You'll notice that the area around the ship in particular is very much cleared out. There aren't a lot of people nearby. There's at least one person, like, talking to security when they're like, well, we can't arrest them for being weird, ma'am. It doesn't look like they've done anything illegal yet. This person over here, pointing to the captain, says that they have his permission to look at the skin string.
Look over to Eileen.
We can't arrest them for being weird, ma'am.
I look over to Eileen and I give a thumbs up, and now I'm going to roll the use magic roll.
I'm guessing everyone else is also kind of pulled back and hiding. Yeah. Eileen, have you set the crate up yet? I'll say you can have set the cage up before Neldo does this.
Oh yeah, we'll say I did all that after everyone's all set up and the trap was ready to go.
Yeah, and I'm not gonna make you roll. One of you is a professional at this.
Yeah.
Finally, for the first time, I have a successful roll. That is a 9 plus 3 because I have a plus 3 weird.
That's accurate. That feels accurate.
Yeah.
Feels feels a little low.
Yeah.
I say this. I do love Neldo. Neldo scares me.
Great.
And Neldo is terrifying.
It's just like I'm giving everybody a thumbs up as I'm doing it.
And you're just hearing these weird squeaking, chittering sounds going on back and forth.
I'm basically saying in not even this thing's language because I'm not even trying to mimic it. I'm just like communicating with it. The way I kind of imagine it appearing in this thing's mind is it's more because I mean this isn't is this thing like intelligent or is it just an animal?
It's an animal, but animals have their own forms of communication, even if they don't. It may not understand human speech,
Mm-hmm.
and like it may come to recognize like certain words are associated with certain things, but it doesn't. That doesn't mean it knows the actual definition of the word or recognizes it as a word. It's just that combination of sounds means this.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Like it's more trying to elicit the feeling in this thing to come back because there's food. Like food. There is food. Come back. We've got food. Is what I'm basically saying in this chittery, chattery way.
Yeah. Question about the tune in. Do you remain aware of where this thing is, or?
Yeah, it just says you can attune your mind to a monster or minion. Roll plus weird. Let's see, it says on a miss, the monster becomes aware of you, and then spend one hold to ask the keeper one of the following questions. And gain +1 ongoing one acting on them.
Okay.
So I get +1, but
Yeah.
I don't think I keep knowing about it. Know where it is.
Fair. What's everyone else doing is Neldo's having this conversation. He's just chittering back and forth. Also, the string, almost like an elephant trunk that just kind of wraps around the corner.
Malaya's preparing to use magic on it, so her earrings are glowing in an eerie red color.
And what about Eileen?
Eileen thought that it was a pretty good idea earlier when they said block off other vents. So I'm going to go around and find as many vents in the less centralized areas as I can, and find something to either push up against them or otherwise block them.
Roll plus sharp, I guess?
6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Okay, yeah, so you were able to very effectively go through and block off all the vents. I assume you're doing this kind of quietly?
Yeah, I'm trying to.
Either that, or maybe you're doing it kind of loud to keep it away from this part of the ship. You're doing it further in the ship, trying to scare it more towards the cargo bay. Yeah, so you are able to do it and get all the things blocked off while also kind of scaring it away from that area a little bit. Anyone closer to the cargo bay hears like kind of more scampering and chittering as the creature just like pokes its little head out and looks around sniffing for the food, trying to figure out where the voice is coming from. Looks momentarily very perplexed at this weird thing that's like stretching across and going into the crate. But now they'll roll to manipulate somebody.
Ooh, okay.
So roll plus charm.
Oh, cool. I actually have... This is crazy. I actually have +2 charm.
That's amazing.
I have terrible sharp, terrible tough, and no cool, but I have +2 charm and +3 weird. Ooh. That's a 12.
Okay.
Okay.
It looks briefly and then just immediately goes into where the food is. Okay, it's awesome. You said you put the mouth in the crate. I'm assuming I was actually like in the cage where the trap was set up with the food.
Yeah, and I'm gonna do something else a little crazy, if you guys don't mind. One of my natural attacks is a good bite.
Okay.
Can I bite this thing?
Roll to kick some ass. You kind of feel the little spikes like brushing against your mouth, cause that feels weird. But as it's going to start eating the food, you can kind of like feel it.
Yeah, and because of my unholy strength, I instead of doing plus tough, I do plus weird. Okay, that is a 10.
Okay, so on a 10 plus, you choose one extra effect. You gain the advantage, which is take +1 forward or give +1 forward to another hunter. You inflict terrible harm, you suffer less harm, or you force them where you want them.
I'm going to force them where I want them. So basically, I want to hold it there in my mouth so that way
Jaws.
Malaya can do that spell to keep it inside.
How much harm does your bite cause?
3. And I don't have teeth. My lips suddenly get sharp.
Wait,
You just hear this very pained and panicked squeak, and this thing starts thrashing because it's not happy. And also, you take another point of harm because you now have like spikes in your mouth, and you're starting to lose feeling in your mouth.
That's fine. I keep giving everybody a thumbs up. Like, this is good. We got it.
This thing sounds like it's being torched.
okay, so I guess I
Yeah.
use magic on that weird situation.
Now those teeth are like dug into it, but it's starting to go slack as you can kind of tell they're losing feeling in their face, and it's like travel. It's travel.
I can't.
My question is, if you can't feel your face, can you make it go back? Or are you just gonna be like,
We're gonna find out!
Okay, so would you say that I acted on the answer?
yeah.
That makes it 12.
And it just works. Also part of the face is trapped in there, we'll see. But you can release that once you find a better place to keep it.
Yeah.
But you have this poor thing that looks rather injured. It's not like about to die, but that hurt.
Does it look cute, or is it kind of ugly?
A little bit of both.
Oh no, it's like those dogs on TikTok.
Picture like this hairless rabbit that's like covered in spikes on its back. And it's got little bristles on its face, and it just looks so scared right now. And it's just like, please help.
I start pulling my mouth out of the box now.
Yeah, can I have like a little slit for Neldo's mouth to not be in it anymore?
No, the roll plus, just give you a straight plus weird roll to see if it goes back even though you can't feel it.
That is another 12.
Yeah, you're able to get your face back in place, no problem. Then you realize, I can't feel most of my face. Which might be the first time you realize you have sensation in your face and you can go numb. So you have, not only do you have a respiratory system, you have nerves in your face.
And could this mean that I have a circulatory system of some sort? What could be pumping underneath this skin?
I believe nerve system is what you're looking for, it says circulatory.
Do I have a nerve system?
All of it. All of it is just.
My lips are also kind of sagging off of my face because they can't like really plop back on there.
Yeah, just a little
So I'm like talking like that.
So, you have it trapped in a magic crate. What are you going to do now?
Should we eat it?
No.
Let's not.
Well, I'm gonna go find the manager guy and be like, hey, we got your creature.
And you didn't break anything.
Yeah. We didn't even break anything.
Wow, that was fast. Y'all work really quick.
I'll sort of keep watch on it.
Precisely.
What can we say? Whoa.
Looks even more vaguely horrified. You know what? I don't want to know. Where do I transfer these credits to?
I give him my information for the business.
Yeah, thank you so much. That thing was causing us all sorts of grief, and thank you.
Well, you're very welcome. And the best way to spread the word?
I hold out my hand.
I kind of push Neldo's arm back down. The best way to spread the word is to tell all your friends who may be having an issue with pest control to look us up if they're in need of our services.
I will. Y'all do good work. It's a pleasure working with you. And he holds out his hand to Eileen specifically for a handshake, because she is the one in charge.
Out of the way, kid.
That is not
Alright.
terrifying.
So, and now I'm gonna see if there's anyone who is looking for a small rodent-type creature, because I guess I have these contacts for anyone who may be looking for like a creature. I don't know if it would be a pet or if it'd be like, we should keep it.
Like a pet?
No, we don't need it chewing through our ship either.
We could keep it.
This game does not have a specific roll for this, like Urban Shadows has hit the street, so I'll just have you roll just a straight 2d6 to see if you can find someone.
5.
You can't really find anyone. At least not now, so you will have to keep it with you for a while.
Guess we're keeping it.
Would you like to roll again to see if you maybe have a better, like, a cage on your ship that you could put it in that it won't eat through? As you have carried the magic crate back in?
Yes, please. Yeah,
Go for it.
I want to roll to help.
Roll to help
please
out.
do.
Oh, okay. Actually, that worked. I got a 9.
Okay.
So you can add
Also exposes
+1
you
to
to more
that,
danger.
if that helps.
Yeah, you get bitten again.
It gets me up to a 7.
You're able to find a crate that should hold it for a while. At least long enough for you to find something else to do with this thing. If all else fails, you could just drop it off on an uninhabited planet and it should be fine. Or take it back to the planet it's normally from. Or find somebody else to deal with its hedge-hare before it starts trying to eat your ship too.
We could always read it.
They're really stringy. You don't want to.
Also, apparently, numbing effect. Some kind of neurotoxin, potentially?
You don't know how it'd affect a normal person.
That's true. But I mean, it affected Neldo like that, so...
I mean, they don't typically have that, but there might be some in other places. The ones you're more familiar with are from a specific planet, but you know there are different versions of them that live everywhere, because some people, there was a period of time where it was just all the rage to have one as a pet, and now they're everywhere. And it kind of is not fun. You've had to deal with many of them. Or, if you haven't yet, you will in the future.
May I experiment on its body, please?
That's called animal cruelty, and we don't have a license.
No. I think that Malaya's gonna put it in her room.
If you put it in your room, you're responsible for it.
Would you rather have Neldo experiment on it?
That's a good point, but you're still responsible for it.
Everything I do will be perfectly humane.
Alright, so I guess y'all probably hang around on the planet some more, you know, maybe buy some new supplies, a better cage to keep this hedge-hare in before it escapes and eats the rest of your ship.
Yeah, I'll take care of it.
Yeah. You got paid pretty well. Maybe get a couple other smaller jobs that are just people who are like, well, we could like do this thing that takes time, or we could just have you help us get it out of our ship and eventually move on to another place. And that has been a story of the cleanup crew. We might see more of in the future. We'll see.
The Cleanup Crew is an in-universe comic book series favored by Talamir Damarais aboard the Opal Star. It follows a group of monster hunters who market their services as sci-fi pest control, working planet-side to dockside to shipside, whatever you need, wherever you need it. A Monster of the Week mini-campaign and an Aboard the Opal Star side story, featuring Chan playing Neldo, Alexis playing Malaya, and Casey playing Aileen. I hope you've enjoyed this because we will be seeing more of the Cleanup Crew in the future. And who knows what adventures they'll find.